Good morning, everybody. Welcome to our Sunday service. Shall we start by rising and offering a half bow to our true parents? And then Champanen Kambe. Paro. Please join me in prayer. Our Heavenly Parent, Heavenly Father, thank you that we can all be joined here safely together for this Sunday service. We ask that those who are not present physically, that they can also be included here online or wherever anyone is, that we can all be one South London, one family under you. We'd like to prepare ourselves for this service now, prepare our minds, prepare our hearts, prepare especially to receive the sermon that Tim has prepared, that we can experience you through him, catch at least one point that can touch our hearts and move our lives and those around us in this coming week and our coming lives. I often report this in my name, Adrian of Central Blessed Family. Adieu. Amen. And we'll have our family pledge. Number 5. Our family, the owner of Chonoguk, pledges to strive every day to advance the unification of the spirit world and physical world as subject and object partners by centering on true love. Good. While you're standing, how about we just say hello to the person next to you, behind you, in front of you, just... Good. Right, let's invite our band up and we'll have our first songs.
So the new missionaries are going to join us for the first song. They're going to lead the first song, and they'll be learning it. And they'll lead us with the last song of the sermon, of the service, which will be a Chongshimwon prayer song, Pido song. So.
Surprise if we
it up for the missionary. Beautiful, thank you. Majestic. Okay, our next song is If Life Were Gracious Enough. Ooh, 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 ooh. If life were gracious enough to grant my way, I would reach to the ends of the earth to give love in every day, and each would find his home with peace and friendship there, where joyous songs abound and happiness to share. If life were gracious enough to grant my dream, I would see your face in the stars and hear your song in every spring. The comfort of your smile in the warm caress of spring, in the dance of life all the while. I feel your love in everything. We will make life gracious enough to fulfill our dream. We will lift off the weight of the world, and our love will blossom supreme. We will free each heart from the pain and anguish of the past, through the preciousness of our love. True joy will reign. Thank you. Please be seated.
Did you have a good week? Good, good. Out there, did you have a good week? They had a good week out there. How about online? We can't hear you, but I hope you had a good week. Anyway, this week I was preparing for tomorrow. Tomorrow, 1:30, I have a meeting at Croydon Council with the Mayor, the Corporate Director of Sustainable Communities, Regeneration and Economic Recovery, the Chief Planner, and some councillors. So I'd like to ask for your good energy. So, are you interested to know how that came about? Yeah, so I went to a construction networking AGM, and it was at Crystal Palace Football Club, and the mayor was there, and lots of dignitaries and people. And it was like banqueting style, these big round tables, and I was sitting next to a structural engineer. We were talking, but it's quite noisy, there's lots of people. I couldn't hear beyond that. And the other side of him was this old lady. And at some point, she just got up and came round to me, and she was quite touchy with me, like a cute way, like grandma. And she said, oh, the structural engineer's been telling me about you. We need to sort out the planning department at Croydon. Come with me, I'm going to introduce you to the mayor. So one minute I'm sitting down eating, next minute I'm in front of the mayor. And he said, yeah, well, every month I have a meeting where I meet developers, come along. So I arranged that, so I'm going to go tomorrow. So yeah, it could be potentially. I'm preparing a talk, I don't think he's going to expect this, about multi-generational living, multi-generational homes. That's a little presentation to give to him, so I might have a surprise coming tomorrow. So, yes. Thank you, thank you. And let's have our announcements. So, weekly announcements. Got the Matching and Blessing Workshop. Join us for an ESGD, International Workshop on the Matching and Blessing. That's in February. It's from the 20th to the 23rd of 2025. 2025 is coming. Really? 24. You missed it. Yeah, 25 is coming. That's in Germany, obviously. And it's open to Blessing and Jacob children aged 18 plus. Register now as QR code and details. It's at Bad Camberg. Next. I've got to do this quickly. Applications for grants open. Are you passionate about community projects and committed to making a positive impact? There's a QR code and the details. High Noon Ascend program, which is an opportunity. An opportunity opens for those seeking sexual integrity. High Noon's Ascent program, starting September the 15th, offers support to overcome bad habits and become one's true self. Again, there's the details. And Japan Religious Freedom Protest. It's on the 15th of September, 2:30 in the afternoon. Speaker's Corner, Hyde Park. Contact Mieko. And have a blessed week. Oh, okay, we have our Yumi News.
Good evening, brothers and sisters. My name is Tatiana Labrai. I am a third-generation blessed child, and I am happy to be the MC for this weekly news. Let's begin our news with the message True Mother gave to our young OMA pilgrimage participants.
유럽은 말이야, 기독교권이야. 그러면은 예수님의 본질을 가르쳐줘야 돼. 그렇기 때문에 나는 모든 면에서 교육하고 알려주고 있어. 나 한 사람으로서 하는 것보다는 너희들 모두가 하늘 섭리에 동참해서 개개인이 하늘 부모님이 바라시는, 참 부모가 바라시는 이 아름다운 지구를 살리고 평화세계로 가는 인류를 교육하고 구원할 수 있다면 그들을 축복할 참 가정을 이룰 수 있도록 축복을 해야 된다. 내가 너희들을 믿어도 되지? 자랑해야 되겠지? 그래, 내가 믿을게.
Last weekend, the Netherlands had a special family gathering on a farm. This was a great opportunity for the Dutch participants of the pilgrimage to share their testimony. These experiences are so precious and still very fresh. So we also want to share some parts of them here, together with some testimonies of participants of friends.
Hello, my name is Kai Figueroa, and my highlight of the 21-day pilgrimage workshop in Chomphyon was meeting True Mother. At first, she gave a speech where she said that we really trusted us as a young European group and that we had to spread our joy. After that, we got the opportunity to sing 2 songs in front of her, which was really special, and she really liked it. Yeah, it just felt like as a reward that we could meet her at the second last day of the workshop after all the hard work which we put in. So I'm really happy that we got the opportunity. It is an experience which I will never forget.
The first time I attended the 21, I thought that it's going to be amazing. I can maybe feel God, I could maybe talk to Him. But in fact, I could feel the presence of True Father. And when I got questions after lectures, the answers were really easy to find because of the presence of True Father. He could give me answers really easily.
Already during the first video prayer, I felt the heart of true parents and their suffering. I could appreciate how much they did for us and how they sacrificed their life for us to be there. I couldn't help but cry. When we went to Champadomng as well, when we entered the prayer room where True Father used to pray and wept so much, I felt a big wave of emotions filled with sadness, sorrow, and suffering. So I felt during this workshop, I really grew closer and I could understand true parents better and heavenly parents better. I'm so thankful also to the staff and all the opportunities they gave us. Thank you.
Currently, a spirituality workshop is going on in the Chombo Training Center. 70 young Oimo brothers and sisters are participating. We asked Reverend in Pyo Moon to share about the special workshop.
Hello, brothers and sisters, Europe and the Middle East. Warm greetings from Korea. Due to your love and prayer support, we are now attending in the midst of love of Heavenly Parent and True Parents, especially Wang Oma and Wang Appa. We are having a wonderful time of attending this Hyojong Changsim Spirituality Workshop, which is the 11th spirituality workshop, and around 70 people from Europe and the Middle East, 21 countries are attending. We will do 21 days here in Cheongpyeong until September 16th. After that, we will continue the second 21 day in January next year, about comeback, so we can complete 40-day 11th spirituality workshop. We are learning so many things here, especially deepen our hearts, deepening our hearts through understanding the heart of Heavenly Parents and True Parents. And also we are making our devotion for Europe and the Middle East. We really wish this prayer devotion and our participation in the spirituality workshop can solve the situations of Europe and the Middle East that are facing now. Thank you, everybody. 감사합니다. 사랑합니다.
Several Peace Road projects took place in our region, 2 in France and 1 in the Netherlands.
We had a very successful Peace Road event, held simultaneously near Calais in France and near Dover in the United Kingdom. Let's start by quoting part of the comment that an ambassador of peace posted on his Facebook page. He said, "Today I had the honour of attending an exceptional conference on the infrastructures that bring people together in a quest for lasting peace. This day marked an important milestone, the 30th anniversary of the Channel Tunnel, a symbol of cross-border cooperation between France and the United Kingdom. Beyond this celebration, we explored bold visions for the future. A tunnel under the Bering Sea, connecting Russia to the United States, and another project connecting South Korea to Japan. These infrastructures embody the spirit of UPF, which works to create peace routes around the world. Thank you to UPF for your unwavering commitment to a more connected and peaceful world. Together, let's build bridges, literally and figuratively, for a harmonious future." End quote. This gives a good indication of the spirit of the entire event. The initiative came from our brothers and sisters of Heavenly Parents Holy Community of the north of France. It was taken at heart by UPF France, UPF United Kingdom and Belgium. Jacques Marion gave a splendid presentation about the Peace Route project, followed by supportive messages. A group of Top Gun missionaries, along with some of their friends, had crossed the channel to join us. At the same time in Folkestone, near Dover, UK, approximately 40 participants joined the event. They had to defy heavy wind and rain, but this did not stop them from bringing the whole event to a successful conclusion. A delegation of French brothers and sisters had crossed the channel to join them in the late afternoon and were able to share dinner together. The dinner features several speeches. On their way to Calais, Jacques Marion as well as Patrick Jean, made a stop in the city of Nouyon. This is the city where Calvin was born. They went there to pray, as Jean Calvin became the reference for the birth of the Holy Begotten Daughter, True Mother. There is a museum built on the place where his house used to stand. Interestingly, besides the French, the main visitors are Korean people. Therefore, some of the explanations are translated into Korean. This city is also the city where Charlemagne was crowned King of the Franks in the late 1760s. These are two important figures in our providential timeline. Jacques and Patrick called upon them to support God's providence nowadays. In Lyon, France, the Lyon team of peace ambassadors also held their annual Peace Route event. Choice fell on the esplanade of the Madonna of Marilliere, where an immense statue of the Virgin, 33 metres high, and a bell tower with 50 bells proudly stand. Around 40 participants gathered on the esplanade to listen to an hour-long carillon concert for peace, played by Antoine Cordoba. It is important to mobilise for peace in this time of intense wars. Also, the Netherlands held a Peace Road event in Vondelpark in Amsterdam. It was animated by our brother Giancarlo Dragonetti, while other brothers and sisters took the opportunity to engage with curious passers-by and explain the initiative. To conclude, these beautiful efforts for peace are the deeds that help to heal the world.
Thank you for listening and have a good week. Bye-bye.
Good. Is Sigrid here? No, Sigrid. We were going to have a testimony by Sigrid. I was... Next week. Okay, we have a testimony next week from Sigrid. I was going to say, were you wondering who that old lady was that introduced me to the mayor?
Yes, I was wondering.
You're wondering? Yeah. She used to be, she was twice the mayor of Croydon in the past. Yeah, so she said, did you get the phone number from the mayor? So I got his landline to the office. He said, I'll give you his mobile number. So,
What's her name?
her name is Tony Letts. Tony Letts. Yeah. So now we have a report. I'd like to invite Ty to come up and give a report for the missionaries.
So good morning, everyone. So this is the time for like the week. We decided to have the time in this time in Sunday service because many the families ask what is going on, what are you doing these days? So that's why I think it's good opportunity to share what are we doing, and actually during 1 week quite many things happen to us. So I prepared some photo too. So from last week we got a new team from UPA. So just after like the 3 days, they arrived in UK. Just we could start the witnessing in Greenwich University, and so I think the new team is so good at approaching, and they could bring many guests to the event actually, and the picture was the first day we went to Greenwich together. The quite good, nice weather, the rainy day. I think they could feel what is the weather in UK. And next, so yeah, this week we could have the event by Takita, the Japanese, the professor, Takita professor. So yeah, actually the many guests came, and some guests they are invited by the new team too. And we prepared some food in advance, and the lecture by Takita professor was so nice about global citizenship. But we felt she's really like the member. Her lecture was really like the centering about the more principle, and we should have the mind as the global citizen. So the lecture was so good. Like sometimes we are afraid to the giving long lecture to the guest actually. So the lecture was quite long, but it seems like the guests were really enjoy the atmosphere, and they are actively join the discussing. So it was really nice opportunity for the guests, I think. And next picture. Yeah. So also we had a UPF event about the Two Fathers Ascension. Yeah, of course, as the UPF founder. So yeah, and also we could meet Dr. Hannah and Samonim too. And actually, I invited one guest to the event. That guy, he's Tenny. So I think that was a really good atmosphere, and there are many ambassadors of peace are there. And after the lecture, they went to the stage and they shared many things, many testimony about the True Father. So yeah, and after the many the testimony by the ambassador of peace, the MC asked who want to give the more testimony, in young people. So so actually there was also Yoshi gave the short speech too. It was nice. And also actually I was worried about maybe Tenny was tired about the long event, but actually he said I want to give testimony too. The kind of the short speech too. And he went on stage there, and he said in the July he met me in the Greenwich University, and after that he could join the many activity in university, and he could know about what is the UPF and what is the Women Federation, and he joined sometime, and also he could join the Peace Road in France too. And I was so amazed. I was so moved because he said that everywhere he joined about our event, he could feel really warm atmosphere, and he could feel really he's welcomed, and he said really good people are there. And finally he could, what is the origin? What is the beginning? So that is our founder. So Reverend Samuel Moon, his vision and his life is so amazing. And now he know what is our motivation about the peace, and what is our the beginning. So I'm so grateful he could receive the many lecture there, and he could give the kind of speech there. Yeah. And yeah. So yeah, as usual, so we started the Friday discussion event. So 14 guests came, and also what's meaningful time for the new team to meet the members, many members in Intercultural Peace Society in Greenwich University. Yeah, now the campus is not so active because some students are there, but also we could meet many new students, the first student. New student is more the bride, and also welcome. When we approach the new student are like, wow, I wanted to make the friend. So yes, it was really nice time for us. Next. Yeah. And actually, we performed the song too, the Top of the World too. We sang it together, and that time, so he gave the lecture about the challenge, because for new semester, we thought I think we can discuss about the challenge. We should try many things for developing our life, our school life. So yeah, the discussion was so active and so nice. Yeah. Also, next week, they are welcome week, welcome 2 weeks for new students in Greenwich. So we will try to prepare many events next week too. So if you are available, please come and join our activity. Yes, thank you. That's all from me.
Okay, I'd like to invite our band up again, and please rise.
Song bond of heart is the force, bringing the world into line. Joined in a kinship of love, all shall live. This foundation of happiness we shall live forever.
to work on that one. Well, you're still here. That's good. Sorry, there will be no refunding of the tickets, I'm afraid. There is a phrase singing off the same
okay, we got
hymn
it.
sheet.
This one?
Okay.
You'll have to lead it. Okay, I'll lead it. Let's see. Okay, so here we go. My promise. Yep. Okay. I pledge I will go. I pledge I will go as my Father has done. Tears fall on the path, lonely and silent, the path of the Father, going to suffer the way of the cross, ready to follow His will. I pledge I will go forward to Him, ready to follow His will. I pledge I will go forward to Him. I'll follow the way. I'll follow the way. Follow the path of my Lord. Thorny the path. Now persevere as the brightness is growing, on to the victory and glorious crown, giving my body and soul. I'll follow the Lord all of the way, giving my body and soul. I'll follow the Lord all of the way. I'm ready to serve. I'm ready to serve, serving my Father's desire. Trials darken the path, deep in my heart the desire of the ages, fighting until we come home to the Lord. Satan will bow in defeat. I'm ready to serve all of my life. Satan will bow in defeat. I'm ready to serve all of my life. Thank you so much. Beautiful. Please sit down.
Would like to now invite our sermon giver, who is Tim Reed. As you see, the sermon title is Guardians. And those of you who've experienced sermons with Tim before, Uncle Tim before, some very deep points. And those who haven't experienced yet, be ready. Let's invite Tim Reed.
Morning, everyone. Very nice to see you. Who chose that last song? Wow, you're really tuned in, Graham. You'll find out why in a minute. So I just want to show you, well, I don't have the clicker. So can you just do the, yeah, okay. Thank you. Where do I click? Oh, I see. Okay. This is one group of 12 couples from the 36 couples blessing on February the 12th, 1961. And True Father and True Mother are there. Can you see them at the back? And let's just look at them a bit more closely. Oh. There they are. Sorry. Okay. They're so young, right? And your mother was 18 years old. And all of those members are so young, just early 20s maximum. And they were very dedicated at that time, yeah. So I just want to ask Nigel Barrett to come up to give a reading of part of the speech that Father made on that day.
From February the 12th, 1961. God warned humankind that there would be 7 years of great chaos in the last days. During this time of great difficulty, the faithful will collide with the sorrowful circumstances of heaven over the course of the 6,000 years of history. They will be faced with the circumstances in which the bonds between human beings will be severed completely, and they will be unable to trust anything. It will be a time when you will not be able to insist that you are following your course of life based on your conscience, no matter how much you have lived faithfully according to your conscience. It will be a time when you cannot insist that the course of your life is based on faith or some ideology. Anybody who embraces God's will and is awake will feel pain whenever he beholds what is around him. When such a time comes, that will be within the 7 years of great chaos in the last days. That will be a time when hope is shaken. That will be a time when the center of the faith that we believe in is shaken. That will be the time when the leaders who had followed in faith will waver. Everything will be shaken. It will be a time when everything, ideologies, religion, conscience, and the parental heart will be shaken. Why then was God compelled to bring about such a world? It was so that he can bestow value on us for our having participated with the God who has worked so hard throughout history, with the true God. God has seen countless tragedies in the course of 6,000 years and has endured numerous situations. In the last days, people will face a situation where they will be unable to establish their center with their conscience or ideology or faith. Such a time will come when God will seek true sons and daughters who can love God despite such chaos, who are ready to live with God even amidst such difficult circumstances. That is why do not be sorrowful if you see the church sway. Do not be sorrowful if you see an ideology create disturbance. Do not be sorrowful if you see a sovereign collapse. Do not be sorrowful if you see your parents change. Do not be sorrowful if you see your brothers change and fall away. Even if everything in the world that you have relied on and trusted should sway, your heart should be composed. You must know that God is unswayed, and even at this very minute, he is coming to you. You must understand that he gives us pain because it is part of a great promise to connect us with that day, which he treasures, and with the pain that he had gone through. Such a time is needed in the world in order to find a person who can grasp onto heaven in such circumstances and call out to others, saying, "Let us go together. Let's fight together. Let's take action together." Therefore, do not be discouraged if you see that the path ahead is blocked. Do not lose heart if you see your nation falling into disorder. God is not dead. Do not lose hope even if the world is in an uproar. God is not dead. He will surely come to us, even if everything is in chaos. Do not waver in your single-mindedness toward heaven. Your heart is depending on heaven, and looking toward heaven with hope must never change. Even if God should place you in a painful position to change that heart, you must remain fervent and be able to call upon the Father in such circumstances. No matter what kind of situation you find yourself in, you must make effort to hold on to God's heart as a lifeline and climb up from that position. Even if you have to undergo the pain of falling into hell, if you can stand in a position of being with the Father, knowing the Father's pain, believing that the Father will recognize your pain and move forward, fully understanding your responsibility and duty, with the determination to go into such circumstances, you will not perish.
That's quite something, right? And yes, prophetic. And of course, we're in those days now. True Father said, don't be discouraged. Don't lose heart. Do not lose hope. Do not waver in your single-mindedness towards heaven. In other words, don't forget the promise you've made to God, no matter what happens. So what promise, really? What is it that we've really fundamentally promised to God? Well, it was a promise that those people and we made at the time of the blessing, and that we all make every day by reciting the family pledge. And I think this will become obvious to you as we go on. The blessing, the time when we were married, consists of wine and water, and consists of forgiveness, being sprinkled with water, and a covenant with God, which is the holy wine. So it's a forgiveness and a covenant. A covenant is an agreement or a promise. It's a two-way agreement. And ours is a covenantal religion, as only Judaism, Islam, and Christianity are. Just three religions are covenantal religions, which means that we aren't subject to the random whims of the gods. You know, God makes an agreement with us. If you do such and such, I will do this. So the first promise was made at the time of Adam and Eve, a long time ago, with the three blessings that God gave them. And this was implicitly conditional on them not eating the fruit. Don't eat the fruit, and I will bless you. That was the first promise. The second promise was to Abraham in Genesis 17. I am God Almighty. Walk before me faithfully and be blameless. Then I will make my covenant between me and you and will greatly increase your numbers. There was another promise to the Hebrews under Moses at the time of Exodus, in Exodus 12. He told them to take some of the blood from a sacrifice of lambs and put it on the sides and tops of the door frames of the houses where they were eating the lambs. And the blood will be a sign for you on the houses where you are, God said. And when I see the blood, I will pass over you. So this was a famous Passover time when the angel of death passed over those people who put the blood on their doors. And the blood was a sign. These are my people. And, you will be with me if you do that. And it's remembered by the Feast of Passover and by the eating of unleavened bread, even till this day. Another promise was at the foot of Mount Sinai, after Moses brought down the 2 tablets of stone. This is Exodus 34. Then the Lord said, I am making a covenant with you. Before all your people I will do wonders never before done in any nation in all the world. And another promise was at Jesus' Last Supper, Matthew 26. Jesus took bread, gave thanks, and broke it, and gave it to his disciples, saying, Take and eat, this is my body. Then he took the cup, gave thanks, and offered to them, saying, Drink from it, all of you. This is my blood of the covenant, which is poured out for many for the forgiveness of sins. So Jesus made this covenant with his disciples the night before he offered himself as a sacrifice and liberated them. And today, on the foundation of the Jews and the Christians, our blessing ceremony creates a covenant between us and God. We receive the blessing as a couple, for those of you who are blessed, and made our promise, first of all, to become a true man or woman who practices sexual purity and lives for the sake of others. Second, to become a true husband or wife who respects true parents' example and establishes an eternal family which brings joy to God. Third, to become a parent who educates his or her children to follow the tradition of true love for the sake of the family and the world. And fourth, to create an ideal family which contributes to world peace. And we renew this promise that we made at the time of our blessing every day by reciting the family pledge. Father said, just like the Israelites who had to carry the Ark of the Covenant in their 40-year wilderness course, the Unification Church members are now entering the heavenly kingdom carrying the family pledge. So this is the promise that we mustn't forget, right? Our family pledge. And essentially, our family pledge is always something centered on true love. And there's 8 of them, right? And the Ark of the Covenant, there were some items, but particularly the 10 Commandments, right? Which are mostly, you shall not. So there's a very big difference in heart between the two. And many thousands of years have gone by since the time of the 10 Commandments and, our pledge. But Father equates the 2 things and says these are the same 2 things, essentially. They represent a covenant between God and humankind, right? And, of course, the people of Moses' day, they revered the Ark of the Covenant. They carried it around with them. They put it in their temple. And every day also, or at least once a week, I hope, we say the family pledge, which is our covenant to God. And then God also will honor that covenant by protecting and blessing us. The 8 paragraphs of the family pledge are like the 10 Commandments. So just like Judaism, ours is a religion of continuity. Its existence depends, sorry. That's why I asked Nigel to read the thing, because my voice just disappears. Its existence depends on the willingness of successive generations to hand on their faith and way of life to their children. So this is a very key thing about our faith, that we exist because we're handing on our faith to succeeding generations. And also it's based on the loyalty of the children to the heritage of their past. So our identity is given at birth. It's a fact. It's not a decision. So you'll feel that quite deeply if you're a second generation. So how can one generation bind its successors? How can my promise as a first generation to God and my pledge, my blessing, be binding to my children and my children's children? How is that possible? Well, for the second generation, the question is, why am I a unificationist? How can the mere fact that my parents are unificationists obligate me? Why should I suffer because of my faith that I was just born into? Well, basically we're living in a culture that bears the fruit of several centuries of Western thought, which, beginning with the Enlightenment, have left us to decide ourselves how to live. And we might think that's very normal. We feel it's normal. Yeah, I can just decide how I want to be, how I like to live. It's up to me. I can do what I like. It's not up to you or anyone else to tell me how to live. It's my life. So as a result of this thinking that's permeated our culture, we think that identity is something that we choose, and we have no bonds with the past. But actually, if we study the divine principle of the family federation, it reveals that God is indeed working through history to raise up humans, right? And that history is in fact the story of God working with his people, first in the Old Testament, and then in the New Testament age, and then in the completed Testament age, and now in the age of Chonol Guk. Just have to read the second half of the divine principle to see the process by which God has been working through human history. So we are part of a long story, starting with the Jews a long time ago, or even before, with Abraham, before, and continuing through Christian history, and now our own unificationist history, which is just starting, right? Just 50 years or so old. As Rabbi Sachs, famous Jewish rabbi in Britain who's passed away now, said, each of us has a significance precisely insofar as we're part of a story, an extraordinary, an exemplary story of a people dedicated to certain ideals. And an analogy that Rabbi Sachs used is that of a library. He said, imagine that we're in a vast library with thousands of shelves of books. We can go to any book, take it from its shelf, and immerse ourselves in the world of its writer. And that book may lead us to follow up with other books on the same subject, or ones with a different approach. But once we're finished with it, we can just put it back. It makes no claim on us. It's just a book. So he said, this is our secular liberal culture in the West. And that's what identity in that sense is like. Thank you. So the Western view of identity is like that. I can just pick it up, read it, put it back. There's no claim, doesn't affect me. I don't have to do anything because of that, and then I can choose another book, or another book, or another book. But imagine that while you're looking for a book in the library, you come across one that has your family name on it, Barrett, or whatever your names are. And you open it, and inside there are pages written in different languages by people stretching back through history. And as you read it, you realize this is the story of each generation of your ancestors, put there by each generation so that the next can learn where they came from, what happened to them, what they lived for, and why. And the last page of the book is blank, except for your name at the top. So you could look back through the pages and see that you're connected to your ancestors and their journey, right? You would see that. And you're not just an individual living in the present, but you're also part of a larger story that's been passed down from generation to generation. And this story includes the struggles, triumphs, and the values of your ancestors. And it would become a kind of self-discovery, yeah? And you would not easily be able to put that back, the book back on the shelf and just forget it. Because you would know that you're part of a long line of people who travel towards a certain destination and whose journey remains unfinished, dependent on you to take it further. So, if you had such a book, will you, when your time comes, hand the book on to your children? Or will you have forgotten it or thrown it away or left it somewhere. And if we look at the Jewish people, for the last 2,000 years, Jews remained a distinctive nation without any of the usual prerequisites of nationhood. They had no land, no sovereignty, no power, no overarching political structures, not even a shared culture, because they were spread so widely around the world. They were scattered over the face of the earth, and almost everywhere they were a minority. And for the most part, they refused active efforts to convert them and resisted the passive pull of assimilation into the culture that they were in. And actually, no other people has kept its identity intact for so long in such difficult circumstances. It's quite remarkable, actually. So how do they do that? Because they had this basic conviction that they had entered into a covenant with God that would take them on a journey whose destination lay in the distant future, but whose outcome was of immense consequence for mankind. Does that sound familiar to you? In a sense, we're the same, right? Why? Why are we the same? Because we're in that same line of people, actually. God has worked through the Jewish people, and on that foundation with the Christian people, and on that foundation with unificationists in the completed Testament age, and now in the age of Chonoguk. We're the same line. We're not Jews, nor are we Christians of the New Testament age. And now we've gone beyond that even. So through all the thousands of generations of struggle and suffering, such a people have been purified step by step. And we're the first fruits of that. Revelations 14:4 says, "These are those who did not defile themselves with women, for they remained virgins. They follow the Lamb wherever he goes." The Lamb is Christ. They were purchased from among mankind and offered as first fruits to God and the Lamb. That's us, talking about us. So we're all building a cultural and spiritual foundation step by step away from the fallen world and into a new world of the heavenly kingdom. And each successive generation is building the step for the next one to stand on. So how are you doing, right? Are you standing firm on your step, no matter what's going on around you? Are you building the step for your children to stand on firmly? And you young people, are you standing firm on the foundation that you're standing on from before? And are you thinking also about the future, about your children and your children's children? So maybe one thing to do as a young person would be to find out what your parents did when they were younger, if you haven't yet, and why they did it. You'll find out that they entered into a covenant with God that would take them on a journey with unknown obstacles and challenges, and whose destination lay too far ahead to see clearly. They went with blind faith, almost, to follow this path. I've just been looking back through my diaries from when I joined, 1978 through to 1982. I was on MFT, and I can't believe the things I did, and the things that happened to me and what I experienced. It's so, even for me, it's sort of a wake-up call, actually. So first generation went through many things, even though we look a bit old and frumpy and losing our hair and, we kind of a bit doddery and forget things when we're talking and don't know who you are when we talk to you and whatever. But actually inside there's this incredible experience and heart, which as a young person, if you haven't found that out, try and pull it out of your parents if you can, right? It's a great story they have, I'm sure. So to be a unificationist then is to keep a promise, right? Is to keep this fundamental promise that we have. We formalize it in the pledge, but it's to keep a promise, effectively, to God. And to hear the call of those who came before us and know that we're the guardians of their story. Okay, please join me in prayer. Dear Heavenly Parent, thank you so much for this time we have to be together. We look back and we can see that there's so much history before us, so much incredible difficulty that religious people have gone through. People from all around the world have suffered for their faith in many ways. And you have been building on that, not only in the West, but also all around the world, in Africa, the Americas, India, Middle East, Far East. And you've been trying to raise people up based on the good things that their ancestors did, the fundamental foundations that were made, and the building blocks that were built. And now, Father, we are standing on the top of those building blocks, and we need to build the next blocks ahead of us that we can pass on our tradition and our heart and the love that we've developed over these millennia that has been instilled in our hearts because you are entering into us more and more. And we pray that you can always guide us every day, that we can connect with you and find your heart and be able to pass that on to those around us and to our succeeding generations. Please be with us today, through this week, and from now on. I pray this in the name of Timothy Reed, Central Blessed Family, Jew.
Thank you. Should we show our appreciation to Tim for this one? So some of you may not know that Tim Reed, he was our national leader for quite a long time. You can see why, right? Yes. And to add a point to that, my children went to a senior workshop this summer, and they had a 100K book, and it was Father's speech going through family pledge point by point. And one point that caught me in that was that True Father said that the pledge is for eternity. I hadn't really thought about that, but when you think about how long ago, when was the Ark of the Covenant and the Ten Commandments, and that's quite a long time ago. So when I read the family pledge, yeah, that will go into eternity. So let's make it go into eternity. I do. I'd like to invite our band up. We have our offering song.
Please take a seat, everyone. Please join me in an offering prayer. Our beloved Heavenly Parents, thank you so much that we could hear your words today and we could really redetermine ourselves. That you have brought us a long way. For thousands of years you have led humanity, trying to bring us back to you, to restore the family that you lost in the Garden of Eden. And you have guided us until our true parents could arrive on the scene, fulfill their responsibility, and lead us into Chonilguk. Now we have to build Chonilguk and make a firm settlement of Chonilguk on this earth. And by understanding your words and feeling your love, receiving your love, and giving your love as well to all your children in the world that are desperately needing your love, not knowing sometimes that even you exist, but they are needing your love. They feel empty inside, and they're looking for something. It is your love that we are all searching for, yearning for. Please, with this offering that we make of ourselves, we pray that it can be a symbol of our whole heart and our whole selves that we give to you, and we give for your providence. We want to pray that you can bless this offering and it can be used for building your kingdom on this earth. I want to report this in my name, Aja Mold of the Central Blessed Family, Arjun.
So at this point in our service, we welcome anyone who's here for the first time or returning. And if you would like to, if you feel comfortable, we'd be grateful if you'd stand up, say your name, where you're from, and we can welcome you. Do we have anyone here for the first time or has been away for a while?
We always have somebody here for the first time. Who was me? Teresa. So Teresa, let's introduce herself.
As you could tell, he kind of knows me a bit. So this is just really a small world. So we go back to 1975. 1980. No, that's me. That was, okay. So, sorry. So it was UTS that we actually met 1990s. Anyway, I am Oliver Davis's mother-in-law, Kristen Davis's mother. So I am from the other side of the pond, in the middle of the country, Kansas, the land of tornadoes and earthquakes and hurricanes. But in our part of the world, it's tornadoes. Wizard of Oz. Yeah. So anyway, it's nice to see a larger community. My community is considerably smaller, and it does make a difference in the whole feel. So I appreciate all of you. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Teresa. Yeah. Anybody else returning? Alma came back from Korea. I'd like to invite her to come and say a few words. Alma? Alma was on the 21-day pilgrimage in Korea. So, hey, welcome. A few words? Just a few words. We'll have you give a testimony later on.
Yeah, this is very unexpected. I just came back from Korea, but also from the fishing workshop in Porto. So yeah, both of them were great. I'm still digesting the experiences. But yeah, Korea was amazing. I think it was definitely something I needed, although stressful. But I heard everyone enjoyed it, so I'm happy for that. And yeah, I don't think I ever missed bread so much, or dairy. Yeah, Korea was great. I'm still digesting. Maybe later. You can ask me more. The fishing workshop was also a success, and everyone caught the fish, which is pretty nice. And more will come out soon in the newsletter about it. So yeah, thank you, everyone. Nice to see you again.
Yeah, thank you.
Good. Thank you for that. I'd like to invite our pastor for the benediction.
Sorry, I still have to read the benediction. My memory is not that good. Just to remind everybody that we have a workshop coming up. It's a 7-day workshop here in Livingstone House from the 5th to the 11th of October. Now, I know some people are going on a workshop from the 11th to the 13th. It's okay, you can do both. And you can skip the last day of this workshop and go to the 11th workshop. So you can dip in and out, but we recommend you stay for the whole 7 days if you can. But you can dip in and out. Details will come about cost and things for that soon. And the schedule is being worked out. We're hoping for 1 day of witnessing activity during the workshop. Maybe not, but maybe that will happen. But we're still working on the schedule for the workshop. Thank you, Tim, for that. I'm going to have to catch it up later because I was going in and out. People were lost coming here. It's the wrong size holder, so let's put it. We're due to get 2 new microphones anyway. Yeah. So I'll watch that again, but I was inspired and to hear, and can I have that speech for the newsletter, True Father's speech? And yeah, it's worth, true parents are incredible. Yeah, the things they have said, are relevant to us even today, of course, eternally. I posted online on our WhatsApp chat a link to a Sunday service given by Dr. Michael Mickler. I'm sure most of you missed it because I just put the link without any explanation. But if you check the WhatsApp, it's talking about the Japanese situation, basically. So it's worth looking at, especially for those going to the protest next week, to have some background on that. Thank you for the Heavenly Top Gun and UPA team that performed the song. Now, the band comes up every week and they perform, and you think they just turn up and the music comes out, right? But actually, there's a lot of preparation in the background. And also all the preparation to set up the rooms and the hospitality downstairs. So thank you to all those doing that. And thank you, Tim, again, for the sermon. Okay. Also, please pray for those who are sick. Yeah, people have injured themselves and many different situations, many different situations. So please pray for brothers and sisters. You know some of them, you know their situations, pray for them, support them, help them if you can. I was shocked to know that even some of our members may be homeless at this time. It's really incredible to know that we are in such situations. So please pray for the members, and of course some are sick as well. So, and 40 plus young adults in the Peak District right now. That's why Nitya, my wife, is not here. She's up at the workshop, and I'm going to rush back there this evening. Please pray for them. It's really a good experience for them to get together. I could see Stefania, and the music was really good. So. Yeah. Anyway, so let us think about the opening of Chon Won-gun. How many days to the opening of Chon Won-gun? 200 plus days, yeah? Not so, or the entrance ceremony to Chon Won-gun. So everything we're doing now is preparation for that. And just so you know, our community has been earmarked as a strategic growth community, which means that we have given a pledge. You didn't know this, but I'm telling you, we've given a pledge to increase everything by 30%. So I think externally and internally, we need to prepare ourselves to make an offering in 6.5 months' time by growing our community, by going deeper in our community, by increasing our tithing and everything we need to increase and we'll get support from international headquarters to do that as a strategic growth community. So also we have to be reporting to Korea directly from now. Yeah. Okay. Thank you to the witnessing teams in Greenwich, because this is the spearhead of our growth, right? If we don't talk to people, witness to people, testify by our actions to people, we cannot increase. And it's not just about people joining us, but us working with people, like the mayor of Croydon. So wherever we are, even we're having a dinner, we are witnessing, right? By who we are and how we behave in public. So let's make a great offering come April 13th next year. So yeah, there'll be more of that explanation about, I'm trying to get my head around it myself, more explanation later, and when Dr. Balcom comes back from Korea. So please rise and let's offer a benediction. Heavenly Parent is alive. God is working with the first only begotten daughter. Around the world we face many difficult problems. The only way to solve them is to unite with the true mother. I bless you to become the chosen people who attend Heavenly Parent with joy and become the flagship nation of Chonilguk, Arju. Have a great week, and God bless you all. Thank you. Testing.